Hey guys, I just want to do a little video about the new study that came out. It's low carb versus Mediterranean versus low no low calorie. Yeah. Study that just came out. I'm sure probably most of you at least heard of it. I think it was on the news. It was published. All that good stuff. I'll put a link to it on the page where you check it out if you haven't heard of it. But Jimmy Moore's blogged about it, and I agree with a lot that he has to say. And so I guess it's just my 2 cents. First I want to start off that I think that everyone has to choose what's right for them, and no diet is right for everyone. It's not a one-size-fits-all. So please, no one take it as I'm trying to change anybody's mind or anything. This is just how I personally feel about the study. Okay. Let's see. First, low fat. I don't have much to say about that. I think it's a horrible diet. It's starve yourself to skinniness, and I think it's really bad on your health. That's just my 2 cents. I'm not going to really go into it. But I'll talk about the other two a little bit more. They said and plus the low fat also had the lowest weight loss. And then the next one that came in second place was the Mediterranean diet, but they say it was best for lowering insulin levels, for insulin control. That was the best diet for that. I have a little bit of problem with that, because I have polycystic ovaries and I have type 2 diabetes, so I know all about insulin resistance and so forth. And my doctor originally, he had a modified Mediterranean diet because he noticed with his patients, he was giving his patients, told them to do the Mediterranean diet. It was actually causing their blood sugar to spike, and it was causing, the thing was just that it wasn't controlling the diabetes like it should, or like he thought it would. So he worked with one of his patients prior before I ever knew him, and he worked on modifying it to where it would be, where it would work for diabetics and not cause the spike in the blood sugar and so forth. And so he called his modified. And I looked at it, he gave it to me, and basically, he doesn't, my doctor isn't someone say, eat X amount of carbs a day, eat X amount of this, so much of that. He just gives you a very general, and the modified Mediterranean diet basically, cuts down on a lot of the fruits, and then says to treat carbs like dessert. That's all it says, and it doesn't list it to eat it as during the day as part of your menu and so forth. Carbs, and of course no sugar, and so no sugar, and treat carbs like a dessert. But it did say to drink the red wine every night, and I forget some other things on there. And if you'd like to see the modified Mediterranean diet that he gave me, send me your personal email. I'll email it to you. I haven't followed it in a while, so I don't remember exactly what it says. But so I have to keep changing hands. I need to get a tripod or something to put my camera on. So I'm more than welcome to send it to you. I did it at first when I first started, and but the red wine, though, I don't see why they think alcohol is okay for diabetics, or if someone needs to control their insulin levels. The Mediterranean diet does promote drinking red wine and stuff like that. That doesn't make sense to me. They tell you not to drink alcohol when you're diabetic, and there's a good reason why, but then they tell you to drink wine. And I understand, I do think that wine has a lot of good properties for you, but not if you have an insulin problem, if you're diabetic, because of the alcohol. I think you should look for other alternatives to get the benefits that you're looking for in red wine. I just didn't like how it made me feel. It did spike my glucose levels. So, and I already knew it was basically a low-carb diet. It's just basically a low-carb diet with wine, in my opinion. So, I started doing research, came across Jimmy Moore and other low-carb things, and then I slowly just started doing low carb, and it controlled my my glucose level so much more. So I'm a little upset that they said that the Mediterranean is better for controlling insulin levels, because I don't agree with that. I think in my personal experience and the experience of my doctor's patients that I see, that was not the fact. He had to modify it and basically turn it into a low-carb diet. So, that's just from my experience and my experience in my little social world. That's all been our experience. Also, I didn't like the fact that and then of course the low carb, had the highest weight loss, and it had a lot of good positive light on the low carb, which I'm very happy about that. But during the study, the carbs were raised to, I don't remember, like 120 or 130 per day, and they said it was an Atkins style diet. They used the word Atkins in the study, but I agree with Jimmy Moore. No phase of Atkins is that many carbs, okay. And so it was kind of, misleading, and I didn't like the fact that, that it didn't include any kind of red meat or fatty type meats or anything, because you take away the carbs, you need fat, and I don't know, I just didn't agree with the study. I mean, I'm not like Jimmy Moore and some of these other people that are very knowledgeable and all that stuff. I'm just stating my personal opinion. I'm not very knowledgeable about everything. I just know a little bit about it, and I know how I feel about it. Also, that's another thing on the Mediterranean diet, even the modified one he gave me. It says fish and chicken, which is all good. I eat them all and everything, but it said red meat only once a week. And then I also took out all the carbs and cut down on the fruits. And that's another thing. You're going to be hungry because you start cutting out the carbs. You're going to need fat more than once a week. I don't like to be hungry. So, I don't know, the Mediterranean diet is good for some people, but I didn't agree with the statement of it controlling your insulin levels, because of my experience, it wasn't my experience with it, and a lot of other people I know, it wasn't their experience. They had to modify it, and I still couldn't handle the modified version because of the wine. But anyways, that's my 2 cents about it. It was a good article, but I wish it would have been better. And so I'd like to hear your 2 cents about it. So leave me some comments below how you feel about it. See ya.